how to add an inspection and an occupancy to an address that does not yet exist in the database. First thing we want to do is log into the database using our unique username and password because we will be making changes to the database. Once we log in, we want to type in the address that we think the inspection lies just to verify that the address does not yet exist in the database. So the address we're trying to search is 717 Broadway, and we get no results. The next thing we want to do is we want to type in the name of the business that we're trying to add to see if it exists in the database somewhere else. And in this particular situation, the business name is Lionel's Used Cars. No results are found for any matches for Lionel's. So we're going to take that out. We now know that we have to add the address, the occupancy, and the inspection to the database. The first thing we need to do is verify where 717 Broadway is on a map. So we're going to bring up Google Maps. I want you to type in the address, which is 717 Broadway, Oakland, California. So we're going to select it. And we get a street view of the building, and we get an overhead map. And what Google Maps does is Google Maps will give us a GPS pinpoint of where that address is supposed to lie. So while you're on the phone with whoever would like you to add this particular address, this is where you talk to them and say, okay, is it a building that's right on the corner of 7th and Broadway? It's that single-story building with the red awning. You're getting that information so you know what building this address actually falls in. Now that we know the building, which is this one right here on the corner, we now need to gather the parcel information for that building. And the way we do that is you open a new tab, you click on the Alameda Assessor Parcel Maps. If it's not one of your favorites, you can search it on the Google page under Alameda County Parcel Maps. It will be the first option for you to pick. You're going to come into this screen right here. If you happen to know the parcel number, you can search by parcel number using the format that's displayed here. If you happen to know the address of the parcel, you can type it in here by selecting Cite this address, and it'll tell you to type in the address. This will only search for a parcel address. If you have a sub-address that you're trying to search, you will not be able to find it based on that. So for this particular exercise, we are saying that we don't have any of that information. So we have an option here to select the parcel on the screen. If you change the results from streets to aerial, it will give you that same Google Map satellite image. You can click and hold and drag the map around like so, and then you just start zooming in where we know 7th and Broadway is. Drag it over. And what we have here is that same building right on the corner of 7th and Broadway. You start seeing the parcel outline here. I want to go back to Google and just verify that we are in fact looking at the same building we want to find, which we are. Come back to the map. As we zoom in, you start seeing the parcel information appear. So this tells you that this is map page 1, block 201, parcel number 16. We're going to click on that parcel, and what this website does is it outlines the parcel in red, and it gives you the parcel number as well as the parcel address. So now that we know what parcel this address is in, we take the 4587 7th Street parcel address and search it in the search line. There's our 4587 7th Street. We double click to bring it into the action window here. And looking at this, we verify, of course, that our 717 does not exist, so we need to add it. We highlight the parcel address because we want to create another sub-address of the parcel. If we have any of these other addresses highlighted and we start creating addresses, it's going to create a sub-address of a sub-address. And we don't want to do that. So we want to ensure that we have the parcel address highlighted. You click on the little house to add a new address. It's going to ask you, do you want to create a sub-address of 458 7th Street? So we're going to answer yes. All the parcel information is copied into here, and all we have to do is make our changes to the property use. So it's going to be a business. So we're going to change our street number from 458 to 717, and we're going to change our street name to Broadway. Remember, we're only going to type in a few letters of Broadway, and using the drop-down menu selector, we're going to select Broadway. We verify that the city, state, zip code, station number, all the other information is correct. It is a suite space. Now that we verify all our address information is correct, we're going to save it. And there's our new address. So now we have to create an occupancy in the address that we just created. So we highlight our address. So now that we have our address highlighted that we want to add our occupant to, we click on the little person here to create the new occupancy. Our occupancy comes up, and we change the name to the new business, which is Lionel's Used Cars. The occupancy type is, we start typing in auto for an auto dealership. The status is active. We put in the business license in, and we type in the mailing address, which happens to be, in this case, the same as the site address. Type in the city, the zip code, and you save the occupancy. Remember, we need to verify that the business name is correct, because once we save it, we will not be able to edit it. So it's saved. Our occupant address appears here. So to add the inspection to the occupancy we just created, highlight Lionel's Used Cars, click on Inspections. We're going to use the plus symbol here to add the inspection. We do not want to use a checklist. Again, we want to change inspection type to commercial. This is one of the legs that drives the scheduling. This is very important to make sure we change that from occupancy to commercial. The reason is going to be annual, and we're going to assign it to 2541A. Again, it's very important to make sure that we get the right company and shift to ensure that the scheduling follows the proper shift schedule. Scheduled date is going to be changed to today, and we're going to save our inspection. And that is how you add an inspection to an occupancy and an address that do not yet exist in the database.